In this video, we're sharing a little garden life from composting and fermenting to our ginger bug, making ginger beer, and a visit to the community garden, and a few homeschool essentials that we are loving. Thanks for joining us. Share in the comments below what you're doing to practice more food sovereignty. This is our apartment composter. It is a barrel, so it is off the ground. We have been experiencing flies with this, and normally I don't think compost should attract flies. So I did some maintenance here and added more dried earth materials, also known as browns, into this and gave it a spin. The door wasn't fully locked, so we did have a spill, which is all good. And I just added in more of our dried earth material, like these leaves, into a bucket and then poured it into the lid. This is the setup, and this is our worm wiggler. I didn't know if they were gonna be alive because y'all, I forgot about feeding this bucket, but honestly I really want to keep it going. I like having this kind of composting, especially for the colder months. This is something that can come inside with us and we can still utilize the benefits of composting. This is our apothecary corner / drying rack area. This is where we hang all of our dried herbs, and I also store our baskets and apothecary items. And we did just buy this crock pot to make our tallow butter. I was using the stove, but after a recent market, I had some funds to pour back into the apothecary. This is where we keep our dried provisions, things that don't need to be refrigerated. And then I went through all of Amir's toys and got rid of everything that was just adding clutter to this area. But these are some of the things we're loving. His name puzzle, these fishes that have numbers on them. We have to fix a bookshelf, and some homeschool essentials that we are starting. Some homeschool essentials that we are loving at this moment is this color book and our 1 to 10 counting book that goes in reverse. We have St. John's wort infusing on the windowsill, and we also are practicing phonics, so this letter holder works great for us. And we are also prioritizing going through these number cards, and I try to get him to pick me out the one that is the number I'm asking for. And he's not fully there yet, but he'll walk around counting to himself or objects, or if he sees a number on a sign out in public, he usually will call it out. And then we have these little books that we're using, the One Ball, Two Friends, to get more familiar with the words and using the numbers as we point out the objects. And again, my son is a toddler, so I have no expectations of him, but more so this is helping us get in the routine of prioritizing this as we rise up in the day before we carry on and do any activities. And that wraps up our homeschool curriculum. And then also we're loving this yogurt with jam in it. The jam is made from the berries that we picked, and Amir loves yogurt. And we are also using this green seasoning when we're cooking. So I have started the process of fermenting, and I wish I filmed it because when I burped these, they were so bubbly. So definitely, if you're learning to ferment, definitely burp your ferments if you're doing it the can way. So we're doing some more ferments to try to preserve some of our veggies that we got. My husband brings home so much veggies from his work, so I'm just trying to make sure we save them and use them. Like these beets and this cabbage. We got some cucumbers that were kind of going a bit bad. Alright, we're gonna check the ginger bug. I usually keep her over here in the corner. This is our ginger bug. Let's go for it. One thing that I've been trying to do is make our own soda by using a fermented ginger bug. And what I did here was boil ginger down, and I added these ginger packets with some more sugar as it needs to feed on the sugar. But I am not very successful, y'all. It's like the soda tastes flat, so it's not getting super fizzy and bubbly. I'm not sure if I'm just not giving my ginger bug enough time to get stronger. So we've had this one sitting on the counter for some time. And also things to consider is if the liquid is still hot, maybe it needs to be fully chilled. But we did try a batch and unfortunately it was not successful. But it is all about practice and doing it right, y'all. So this is what I do with my ginger bug. I feed it 2 tablespoons of sugar a day with 2 tablespoons of ginger a day. You can do 1 and 1 as well if there's less liquid in there, but as this is nearing 2 cups, I increase. Then I cover it with a cheesecloth and an elastic so that it can breathe, and I just leave it sitting on the counter. Let me know in the comments if you are doing a ginger bug and what you do to help get it strong and healthy. Some things we're also doing is pickling and fermenting our veggies, and I am new to this, but we did some sauerkraut and some beets, just veggies that were going off in the fridge that we wanted to preserve. And y'all, when I'm telling you, it is serious that you burp your fermentations. I'm a newbie here, but I was so surprised on how much it actually bubbles and I guess ferments within days. So this is me just burping all of them, and I'm letting them sit in the cupboard for a week or so, and then I will be putting them in the fridge. Unfortunately for the ginger beer, we did have to toss, but we will be back to try again. We also visited the community garden plot, and y'all, things were growing so amazing, but we had to do some work because they don't encourage our plants to grow out of our box and on the floor of the wood chips. And we did some weeding as well, as this vine can take over the area and the garden bed. We also harvested some bok choy, and this is a plant that I completely forgot about. We also did harvest 1 cucumber, watered the bed, and I'm finding when we visit the community garden, Amir isn't in the best of moods. He's either missed a nap, or he didn't get the greatest nap, or he needs a nap. So maybe it's the timing we visit, but I'm going to try to make it more enjoyable for him when we come, that he can be a part of it. I always encourage him to help with the watering, and we always go and view the flowers and the structures of other people's garden and get ideas. Like this pea trellis is something that I want to utilize and do next. And after looking at all of the flowers, we tidied up. They have these water basins, 2 in each section, so there is 3 of them, and then there are also 1 outside of the garden where it's gated because there is garden beds open for the public. And when we finished up at the garden, we went to the park, as this community garden plot is centered right in the park, so it is the perfect area if you have a little one. And after playing on the play structure, we went for a little bike ride, got in some shade, and this is what the plot looks like from this point of view. And these are the beds that are open to the public. And then we went to go check on the garden beds at Grandma's, and this is the update on our what we planted for our fall crops, and they are taking good to our planting. Our basil is coming back in, and we also have some peppers that are on some of the plants that we had recently planted. Stepping out of the shoes and touching the grass. And this is our tobacco plant. It's getting so big, and this is what the garden update here looks like. We didn't harvest much, mostly just some bushes of raspberry leaf, violet, and some flowers. We did get some chamomile and some calendula, and then we've made it back home, and this is our garden haul from the community garden. And I like to get things in bags to store for as long as they will serve. This is the harvest that we gathered from Grandma's garden, and we are going to process this, hang it to dry, and put away some of the dried stuff already. So we use these window screens, and we also are going to make a motherwort tincture that we collected from the garden at Grandma's as well. This tincture is a really nice tincture for calming and like heart palpitations. I reach for this when I'm feeling anxious or just needing to ground down. And this is the apothecary cupboard where I store all of our dried herbal products and our tinctures. All right, y'all, it has been great to share this with you and an update on what we're doing over here for homesteading and homeschooling. Let me know in the comments below if you made it this far and what you want to see next. Much love.